So good morning. This morning we have Miracle Opara, our guest speaker, who will be talking to us on the global theme for the World Environment Day, ending plastic pollution. Miracle, you are welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. So, Miracle, you can just tell us your name and who you are before we share your slide. Thank you.
Okay, good day, everybody. Happy World Environment Day. I am Miracle Opara, the United Nations Sustainable Development Solution Network State Lead of the National Green Campaign. The National Green Campaign is an initiative of the UNSDSN to drive environmental consciousness among individuals in Nigeria. So yeah, we've started from the World Earth Day, and then here I am today in this webinar, and I'm so happy to be here. Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay, Miracle, you're welcome. Can you see your slide now?
Yes, I can see it.
Please, you can just continue with your presentation.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. So for this year's theme, we are talking about ending plastic pollution. Ending plastic pollution. That is the worldwide theme accredited by the United Nations. So first of all, we know what plastic means now. Everybody has seen plastic before. You've seen plastic in your house. You've seen plastic everywhere. You've seen plastic in packaging materials. Plastic in itself is not wrong. Is not bad. It is when it becomes a pollution. That's how we are looking at it. It's now an excessive pollution. So it's drawing our attention to this. This something like this is not good again. So that's it. So plastic is used for many reasons, for many things. We use it in packaging. We use it in a whole lot of stuff. But then now we are seeing that it is taking over, and then it is going too far, and it is causing harm. It is causing environmental pollution. So it is not acceptable anymore. Then the essence of everything now is to now minimize its use to the barest minimum. Over 400 million tons of plastic waste are generated annually. 8 million tons of plastic waste enters ocean every year. And what does this plastic do? They harm our marine life. You know what marine life is? Life that are under the sea, life that are under the water. Because when this plastic breaks into microplastic, into small particles, the fish and the animals and the living things inside the sea, they look at it and they think it's food, or they think it's just something that they can consume, and they consume it. And when they consume it, it harms them and it kills them. So it contaminates our food chain, and it affects human health. When you use your plastic plate to prepare something hot, to prepare something hot, and you put it inside a plastic plate, it is harming. Yes, because that hotness in the plastic plate, plastic can melt. It is not heat resistant. No, it doesn't resist heat. It can melt. So yes, so plastic is a pollution that we need to that needs attention to solve this issue. It needs attention of everybody. So what are the causes of plastic pollution? We have single-use plastics. If you hear of single-use, it explains itself already. Single-use means something that you use once, and when you use it once, what happens next? It is thrown away. Examples, we have all of these pure water nylons. We have all of these some packaging materials. They use in packaging cake. They use in packaging those mini chop cakes and all of those things. They are single-use plastics, because after you are done, what do? You throw them away. But where are they going to? Waste is not waste until it is wasted. They are going somewhere, and where they are going to is harming the environment. So lack of recycling infrastructure. Recycling is a solution to plastic waste. It's one of the many solutions to plastic waste. So when we don't have this recycling infrastructure in place, it also causes plastic pollution. We also have inadequate waste management. You can't manage when individuals don't know how to manage their waste. For example, now if you want to throw something away, you will throw all of them inside one can. You throw away the plastic, you throw away nylons, you throw away paper, everything inside one place, and then you just dump it away. But then if we are able to manage our waste very well, when you are drinking this soda and then you are putting the bottle, you say, okay, this is plastic. You are gathering the plastic so that you can channel them to the recycling center. Then it will be easier for this plastic to be recycled. So if we have inappropriate waste management in the society, in the community, whereby all of these plastics, everything is just, all the waste are just put one side, there's no proper sectioning of all of this waste, it will result towards plastic pollution. So we have consumer behavior and lack of awareness. Consumer behavior especially, because this plastic pollution is an individual thing before it is now a collective thing. It first starts from the individual before it starts from the collective, the society as a whole. So what are your behavior? Like, how do you handle these things? Because your consumer behavior, you will see people in the buses, as soon as they finish drinking this plastic, the next thing they do, they fling it out of the window of the car. And what happens? Where does those plastics go to? They end up in drainage systems. They cause floodings. They cause harm to aquatic life. Are you seeing that? So consumer behavior is one of the strongest reasons. How do you handle this plastic? Because nobody can be with you all the time. You take drinks, you take all of this, but how do you properly dispose those plastics? So consumer behavior and then lack of awareness. Some people are very much ignorant of the impacts of these plastics. Even when you tell them, they're like, if you tell them pick something on the floor, they will look at you like you don't know what you are saying. This is a general thing. This is a general habit. And then when you eat something, you throw it on the floor. It is not a general habit. It is a habit of individuals that causes these things. So what are the consequences? We have marine life entanglement and ingestion. Like what I explained, we have marine life. Inside the sea, inside the oceans, there are animals there, there are aquatic life there, there are living things there. And then what happens to them when they eat all of these plastics, when they consume all of these plastics, it affects them. It affects them. We have microplastics in food chain. We have water pollution and contamination. Plastic affects our water bodies. It contaminates it. Plastic is a non-biodegradable waste. It takes hundreds of years or tens of years before it will degrade. It's not easily composed. So impact on fisheries and human health. Yes, it affects fish in the sea, their aquatic life, and what happens when they eat or when they consume these plastic particles, it affects them. It kills some of them, and then it affects human health in general. So we'll move to the solutions. So what are the solutions? There is always a solution, and this solution starts with each and everybody. It starts with you, it starts with me, it starts with everybody. Reduce single-use plastics. I've explained what single-use plastics are, what they are. The one you use once, and then after you use it, that's the end. You just throw it away. Single-use plastic, reduce single-use plastic. Use plastics. When you come in contact with plastic and you are using, make sure it is durable. Make sure you can use it over time. Make sure you can reuse it. When you have a water bottle, you drink from it. Encourage your children, encourage children around you, and encourage others around you to reuse. Reusing is not, this age we want to is something like this kind of steeze or this kind of composure for you to use something again. You feel like you can get another one, but no, you are harming the environment. You're harming the environment. So reusing is being environmental conscious. It is not poverty, or it is not you don't have money to buy a new one. No, it is being environmental conscious and helping the planet and the environment. So we also have invest in recycling infrastructure. This is both on the government and on everyone. So you can invest in recycling infrastructure. There are recycling infrastructure that can turn plastic waste into different things. You can recycle your plastics. You can, plastics can be turned into aesthetic things for decorations and a whole lot of things. Promote sustainable consumption and production patterns. Promote sustainable consumption and production patterns. There are people that have switched to using other alternatives to plastics. There are alternatives to plastic. We have bamboo. Yes, bamboo is an alternative to plastic. Bamboo is biodegradable. It is lightweight. It is durable. It can last. And then it is healthy as well. It is healthy. So these are other. Okay, what are the solutions now? Okay, I just said that. I'm done with the solutions already. The next slide. What can we do individually? Yes, this is also part of the solutions. Use reusable bags, water bottles, straws. The list goes on. The list goes on. Even in your, the list goes on. Reusable bags. When you want to go and buy something, when you're going to the market, make sure you have bags with you. So when you get there, when they want to give you nylon, say don't bother. Keep your nylon. You are also contributing to the solution. Keep your nylon. When you go to the next shade, don't worry, keep your nylon. I have my bag with me. You are doing what? You are reusing. Even your water bottle too. When you are done drinking, fill it up again. Take it along with you. If you are done, fill it up again. They are contributing to the solutions. And straw as well. Don't use and you throw away. There are straws that can actually stay and last for a while. So choose products with minimal packaging. The more packaging, the more waste it will end up in. So even after the aesthetics of packaging, you package the thing to look so fine and to look so beautiful. After the packaging, as soon as that package is delivered and it is open, that is the end of all of those decoration and all. The next thing that happens is what? They all end up in what? As waste. So choose products with what? Minimal packaging. You're contributing to the solution of plastic waste. Avoid microbeads and microplastics. Avoid microbeads and microplastic. Participate in cleanups and community initiative. Yes, participate in cleanup and community initiative. Around you, there are NGOs that are climate specific. They once in a while go out for this community cleanup. They once in a while go out for this community initiative. Join them and engage with them. Join them and participate and clean up the society. You are not being degraded by that. Instead, it is what? It is responsibility. You are taking responsibility for your planet. You are taking responsibility for your nation. You are taking responsibility for your community. And that's what leadership is all about. Yeah. So the next slide. So together we can make a difference. Together on the government, together on individuals, together on NGOs, together everybody, we can make a difference. First of all, on the government part, governments are to implement policies and regulations. But I've come to understand from many statements I've heard and from many things that policies actually exist. So now we'll not be talking about implementing policies and regulations. We'll be talking about, okay, yes, not just making, yeah, it's true. Not just making policies, no, but implementing policies and regulations, yes. So we have those policies. When they say single use, don't dump refuse on the way. If you dump refuse, you pay this fine. We have them all around us. But when it comes to the implementation, that is where we slack back. So the government has a duty to do what? Implement policies. There's a particular story I heard. Someone told me, my mom told me, they were all in a bus going, and that was somewhere at Lagos. They were all in this transport bus going, and then someone just finished eating something and threw it out of the window. And as the person threw it out of the window, what happened? Pew! They were going, before they just saw a official vehicle stopping them. And they were like, what did we do? The driver was like, he didn't do anything. They said, no, not you. Somebody in this vehicle threw something on the floor at that particular place. Fish out that person, or you guys will go nowhere. And that was how they quickly fished out the person. And look, this is the person that threw something. And they took that person out. Even the passengers were begging, but they said no. They took that person to their station. And I'm sure the person must have paid fine, or the person must have been mandated to maybe clean a particular surrounding. So these are where policies were being implemented. But now we don't see some of those things. You can even throw something. You can even see an officer even throwing something down on the way. So we need policies to be implemented, and regulations as well. So for businesses, adopt sustainable practices and products, especially these businesses. If in a business, because I've worked somewhere, it's called a business school, and then there's something I noticed that they do. This plastic pollution is high there because it's an executive kind of place, and students that are coming, they are doing this MSc, PhD, and every time they share, in fact, they use bottled water to even wash their hands. They use bottled water to wash their hands before they eat the food they want. They use bottled water for virtually every bottled water every time. And after that, all of these bottled waters will just be, nobody cares. I was even the one that started picking and picking and picking, trying to see how I can get them to the recycling center. So businesses can cut down. Instead of this bottled water, they can choose to bring dispenser there. Okay, since we have the money to afford dispenser, we can reduce plastic waste by the use of dispenser. So businesses also have a part to play. Then we have community as well. Organize and advocate for what? For change in your community. Where you are, before you go to the global level, you must start from the local level. Start from your community. Start from where you are. Start telling others around you. Don't throw something on the floor. Start from younger ones. Younger ones are quick to what? Quick to grab. It was when I was in primary 6 that I was taught not to throw something on the floor. And since that day, I don't know, like that teacher just came. She doesn't teach in our school. She just came to the assembly one day. It is now I understand that, okay, those persons were environmental people then. They came to our school and they came to tell us about not throwing something on the floor. When you eat something on the floor, put it inside your bag. And they also told us that, these government bosses we see up and down, they are not just there. The government is helping to keep to reduce pollution and all of this. And I was like, wow. So I thought all of these government bosses were just to help masses. They said no, it also helps to reduce pollution. And they taught us a lot of things. And I could still remember everything. I remember that if I'm eating something on the road, I wouldn't throw it on the floor. I will put it inside my bag. So start from younger ones around you. You can advocate to communities, to schools. Those messages they have impact. They impact to especially young minds. Young minds grabs those messages, and when they grow up, they do what? They adhere to it and they teach others as well. So as an individual, make conscious choices and demand what? Demand change. If you are placed in an office, if you become a leader of a particular organization tomorrow, try and look at it and be like, okay, what can I do? What policies can I put in? When you are putting policies of don't come to work late, don't come to work late. If you come to work late, you pay so amount or so amount to be deducted from. When you try to put environmental policies too and say, okay, don't also throw something on the floor, or don't print out papers that are not necessary. So make all of those policies as an individual, all of those policies as well, and around you, advocate for others, and you yourself make conscious efforts to help the environment. The next slide. Okay, so in conclusion, let's work together to end plastic pollution. Be the solution and not the pollution. Make a commitment to reduce your plastic use. For me, I have one plastic bottle I love. I went to one event and they gave me that plastic bottle. It looks so small, and so I think that these are some of the things where some of these event people are minimizing. They will get all of these plastic bottles that are very little because they don't want. So as I got that plastic bottle, that's what I've been in my house since. I love that plastic bottle and I use it. So commit to reducing your plastic use. Yes, reduce your plastic use. If you have plastic, make sure you reuse. And when you're not in need of it again, you do what? You rebrand, you recycle, or you can use it for something else creatively, or you give it out to the recycling center. So support sustainable practices and advocate for change. Speak up for sustainable practices and advocate for for change, starting from your community, starting from your home, starting from your room itself. When I was in campus, people that comes to my room, I tell them, they know, and I advise them, and they be like, climate activist and all. But I'm actually impacting them because they begin to understand. If there's a plastic bottle around, they'll be like, okay, where do we keep this one now? So just keep it there. Later when I'm going out, I know where to put it. And that is it. So together we can create a world where what? Plastic pollution is a thing of the past. It is actually a possible world because we have some countries already leading this initiative already, and Nigeria can also what? Be part of it. So let's take action and do what? And make a difference together. So thank you very much for listening and then paying attention. I am Miracle Opara. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Miracle, for that wonderful presentation. Sincerely speaking, I grabbed several things from your presentation. So I don't know if we have any questions from our participants all over the world. Please, if you have any question, any contribution, please, you can unmute yourself and ask your question or make your contributions. Okay, in the absence of any question, I want to appreciate all of you for making out time to attend this webinar. I am Dr. Onyekachi Chukwu, the Executive Director, Green Initiative for Humanitarian Aid and Development. And from this part of the country and the world, I say happy World Environment Day to you. Please use, reuse, recycle. Thank you, and we beat down plastic pollution and stay safe, stay healthy. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.